How are y'all feeling today? Trying something different with the live stream to make it easier on myself, so we'll see if it ends up being easier on myself.
This is one of the days I could have stayed home. But I remember something you posted once that you were telling something a lot of times you wanted to stay home.
That's right. Do it even if you don't want to. Awesome. Okay, anything bugging anybody today? Other than lack of sleep? Well, I'll just take a nap for 30 minutes. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Okay, well, we'll do something similar. Let's start off cross-legged, and you can close your eyes. Let's take a few ragged breaths here. Just letting those shoulders relax. Trying to loosen any tension in your forehead or your cheeks. We're going to move through the shoulders slightly. So take a big inhale, shrug the shoulders up to the ears. And exhale, just let them lower down. Again, breathing in, shrug those shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, lower them down. One more time, big breath in, shrug those shoulders up. And exhale, lower down. We're gonna walk the fingertips forwards, fold over. Just letting that forehead fall. Inhale, draw back up. We're going to turn the hands, palms up on the knees. Let those elbows sink down kind of heavy. Then just drop the ear to one shoulder. And then to the other shoulder. And then just pass the head back and forth a few times. Holding as long as you need to. Trying to keep those elbows heavy, keep those shoulders down. A few more times, back and forth. All right, returning the head to the center. We're going to bring the chest into your hands. Take a few big breaths. Still keep that heavy feeling in your elbows, shoulders down. Nice and strong across your upper back. Big breath in. We're going to exhale, send the hands up overhead, big stretch up. You can unfold the palms for a moment if you like. I've got my thumbs clasped here. Little lean to one side. Inhale, little lean to the other side. And then yawn. And come back to the center. Go ahead and float those hands down. Little rotation. Taking a couple of breaths. Inhale through the center, exhale to rotate. And big breath in, exhale to twist. And then one more time, big breath in, exhale to twist. All right, we're gonna send the feet out nice and long. Just on the mat here. Send the feet out nice and long. Start with the hands behind you and just slowly inch that belly button forward. So we're going to fold over those legs. If you can't, just lean over. Having your hands behind you will help. Remember, you're not trying to crank down, but you're trying to go down as far as you can until you feel a stretch on the back of the legs. So if you want to reach the hands forward and anchor onto your shins, you can. Letting those shoulders roll forward. Two more big breaths. Inhale. Take one leg, cross it over the other. We're going to place the arm on the inside of that thigh and just go into a twist, twisting away from our extended leg. So you can allow that opposite butt cheek to come up off the floor if you need to. And coming through the center, you can place that hand down, swap out those feet. Same thing, crossing the leg over, hand on the inside, and twist. Turn back to the front. Let's take those feet, place the bottoms of them together, and just relax those knees out to the side for a moment. Just opening up through the hips. And lift slightly through the chest and through the belly button. And then start to move the torso forward, reaching toward the insides of the feet. So we're folding over. You can press with the hands at first. And if you'd like, you can grab hold with the hands. A few more breaths. Okay, let's inhale to come on up. And we're going to move the weight forward. Let's go on to hands and knees. And we'll wheel it out for a second here so you can move the shoulders to one edge of the mat and hips to the other. While you do that, I'm going to grab a tissue. Just get head cold. Just trying to stretch through the sides of the torso. And then returning your torso to neutral, we're going to go through cat and cow. Big breath in, arch through the spine, push up through the palms of the hands and fingertips. Lift your forehead toward the ceiling. And then exhale to round, push up and away. Tucking that tailbone. Again, you'll inhale, lift the forehead and the tailbone, pull those shoulder blades down. And then exhale to round. Push that spine up toward the ceiling. Push strongly through those hands. Okay, so now keeping the knees somewhat together, we're going to walk the hands forward slightly, then just stretch the body weight back. So we're not going to be in our normal extended child's pose. You can keep your hips a little higher if you like. Just stretch the body nice and straight. Reaching those hands straight out. Nice deep breath. Keep that forehead relaxed, touching the floor. And we're going to very slowly just walk the forearms forward. We're going to settle the belly down toward the mat. You can extend those legs out nice and straight. Plant your palms down and just go into a gentle back bend. So pull those shoulders down. Open through the chest. Take a few breaths. Awesome, big breath in. You can exhale, relax that forehead down to the mat. You can stack the hands, press your forehead on the backs of your hands. So remember, we're ballooning through the rib cage, so trying to expand strongly through your midsection as you inhale. And relaxing that midsection as you exhale. We're going to take one arm, let's extend it off to the side. So stretch that arm straight off the side of your body. Other hand's going to come right next to you on the mat. Okay, so we're going to take the opposite side leg and bend. So straight arm out to the side, opposite knee is bent. We're going to cross like we're making a figure four. And then turn away from that extended arm. So turning into a chest stretch. Keeping that arm extended. Turning only as far as your body will let you go. Take a few breaths. Okay, we're going to rotate through the center. Put that chest down. Bring the arm in. We're going to repeat on the other side. So send that arm out. Bend the opposite knee. And then we're pushing away from that position, so turning into a stretch. Through the chest and shoulder. You can relax that top leg down to the ground. So you don't feel like you're floating there. Last breath in. And exhale, we'll release and turn back to the ground. We're going to flip over onto the side. So we're moving into a side plank. You can rest your forearm down on the mat. Make sure that your elbow is directly underneath your shoulder, and you can bend at the knees if you'd like. We're going to start by picking the hips up off of the ground. So we're pushing up into the hand if you need a guide. And if you feel like you can't do this with just your side, you can push through the other arm if you need extra support. 2 more breaths. Very good. We're gonna lower the hips down, lay down on one side. I'm just gonna like shift my mat here a little bit so I can see. All right, so we're gonna take the top leg, bring it up to the chest. So knee to the chest, grab hold of your shin. And then from there, we're gonna start by pushing that knee away. So trying to move that knee away from the chest while holding on to your shin and only going as far as you can handle. You're getting a big stretch through the front of your quad. 2 more breaths. Very good. And exhale, release. You can flip over onto your other side. Around this way. And we're going to go into another side plank. So your forearm will be down on the mat. Knees will be underneath you. Big breath in. You're going to exhale and pick those hips up off of the mat. Nice and strong along your side. Last 2 breaths. And then we'll settle those hips down toward the mat. You can lay all the way down on your side. We're going to bend the top knee, bring it up toward the chest, and grab hold of the shin. And then we'll slowly start moving that knee away from our chest. So we're pointing that knee in the direction of our other foot. Trying to straighten as much as you can, stretching through that quad, through the front of your thigh. Two more breaths. Very good. You can release that leg. Look around again here. Go ahead and release that leg. You can rotate back onto your belly. And we're going to push up and away from the floor. So just going into a plank on our hands and on our knees is fine. We're going to tuck those hips under. If you want to do it on your feet, it's fine too. But pull those shoulders down from the ears. So making a straight line from your shoulders through your hips all the way to your knees. All right, then we're going to move the hips back. Let's bring a leg forward. So keeping one knee back on the mat. We're going to settle those hands down. Giving ourselves some space between back knee and front foot. Work on moving those hips forward. Nice and passive. If you feel more comfortable, you can start to lift through the chest. So you're kind of tucking your chin in. Big breath in. We're going to exhale. Just send your weight back. Keep your foot planted. And easy forward fold. So same leg is in front. We're just moving our weight back, taking the pressure off the wrists. There's 2 more breaths. And we're going to pull the leg back. And let's repeat that on the other side. So other foot is going to come forward. And we're going to settle those palms down on the inside of that foot. And we're getting into a deep lunge here. So remember, lots of space between your back knee and your front foot. You can move that front foot over to the edge of the mat. Just settling those hips down. And if you're comfortable, you can get a slight lift through the chest, pulling those shoulder blades together. Last breath in. We're going to exhale, send the weight back, move those fingertips around the front leg, hold it over. Three more breaths. All right, so you can settle down onto your bottom for just a second. Just bring those feet in to wherever's comfortable. You don't have to be a perfect folded position. But let's massage into the feet for a sec. If you don't want to do that, you can massage into the legs. So around any of the sensitive areas there. Unless you don't want to touch your own smelly feet, that's fine too. You just hang out for a sec. Okay. Then we are going to stand on up. So take your time getting up there. Okay, so place those feet about a shoulder width wide. Okay, and spread out your toes. Soften those knees just a little bit. Take a few deep breaths. Bring those hands close together. We're going to inhale, bring the hands overhead. Reaching those arms back as far as they'll go. Still inhaling. And then exhale, circle them down. Again, big, slow breath in. Reaching those hands overhead. Reaching them as far back as they'll go. Exhale nice and slow. Big circle around. Again, big breath in. Reaching those hands up and back, super slow. This time as we exhale, we're going to soften the knees, send the hips back, reach the hands down toward the floor. Just hang for a sec. Take a few breaths. Press the knees forward, hips forward. One more time. We're going to reach those hands up as we inhale. Stretching the hands back. And as you exhale, hips go back, soften the knees, stretch the hands toward the floor. Couple of breaths here. And you can bend your knees enough so that your fingertips touch the ground. We're going to go ahead and settle our hips down to the floor. We're already at our ending time here, our last few minutes. So if you'd like to lay on your back, you can, or on your belly. Find a position that's comfortable for you and just breathe for these last few minutes. We'll stay here for one more minute. And as you decide you're done for today, you can wiggle around and sit on up when you're all finished. How are y'all feeling? We made it through. Great job, guys. Turn off the live stream.